We greatly appreciate your support and being here to be part of our meetings. Thank you. And if anyone does join us online, let me know. And to you folks, thank you. I greatly appreciate your attendance. To start out our meeting today, I just wanted to take a quick second to thank you all for your patience with me last week and for allowing me to be here remotely. But to be able to be part of the meeting is incredibly important to me and to the process. So I appreciate your support and your willingness to help me do that. So thank you. Thank you to all of you for that. If I could have a motion for an approval of our agenda for today.
So moved.
Thank you. And a second, please.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. I will ask if anyone has any changes or amendments to the minutes as they were circulated.
No, I already did that.
So I do have, if you have any questions or anything about the minutes, and then I will pass them around, but assuming there are no changes, I will send them around for signature. And if I could also have an approval or a motion to approve the minutes as circulated.
I'll make the motion.
All right, may I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of approval of the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, and I'll send these around for signature and just send them back to me and I'll sign when we're complete. I love to say this, Corrine, I would love to turn this over to you for office updates.
Sure thing. Try to be close to the microphone. The very first thing in my office updates is something I'm excited about, which is to welcome Gabrielle Corey to our team. So she will be our receptionist and clerk to the board. This is her second day on the job, and she's already doing fantastic. So please welcome Gabrielle. Okay, so if you didn't realize it, an election is happening. The election for November 4th is for the town of Weaverville, and that's mayor and council members. The town of Woodfin, which is only council members, and then Woodfin Water and Sewer District trustees. So I kind of want to go over just general election reminders. On last Friday, we sent out absentee ballots, so absentee voting is going on now. This Friday, October 10th at 5 p.m. is the voter registration deadline. Of course, all of this only applies to residents of Weaverville and Woodfin and the Woodfin Water and Sewer District. Early voting amazingly starts next week. So October 16th through November 1st is early voting. And for this election, that long period will be held at the warehouse. So at 50 Cox Avenue, there will be an early voting site. And then the municipalities requested an additional one the Saturday before Election Day. And so there'll be early voting on that day too. And for municipal elections, it's that Saturday and the election day that are really the big turnout days. We have low absentee numbers and low early voting numbers. Same rules as previous, same day registration can happen during early voting. Everyone needs to show acceptable photo ID. Our office does provide those if you don't have a driver's license or something similar. And for same day registration, you would need to provide proof of residence also. If you're unsure about your registration or where to go vote, use the voter search tool that's on our website and the state board's website. Early voting is from October 16th to November 1st. We don't have early voting on the 18th, 19th, or the 25th and 26th. Hours are 8 to 5, and then 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on November 1st. That's that last Saturday. And their schedule and all of this is on our website. There's in fact a whole article just on this election that has all of these this information in it. Absentee by mail again has started. You have to submit your absentee ballot request form by October 21st. So that's a different deadline than has been in the past. It's a little bit earlier. And then they must be returned by 7:30 p.m. on Election Day. For Election Day itself, of course, that is Tuesday, November 4th. Polls are open from 6:30 to 7:30. There'll be 9 precincts open in the Weaverville and Woodfin area. And you can find those through the voter search tool because you need to go to your assigned voting location on Election Day. Anyone can vote at the early voting site. And absentee by mail is no excuse, but you must request. Those are the general dates for the municipal election. Are there any questions about it? Yes, sir.
Director Duncan, I'm just wondering if you've heard anything from the parties about poll observers or anyone who's working in that area. Okay.
No, we have not had any.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just wondering.
Great. Okay. And all that information's on our website. Can call us, can email us if there are any questions. My next update is that we held a Chief Judge Appreciation event last week, and it was fantastic. It went really well. Karen has done a great job of organizing those, and they seem to get more and more attendance each year, and this was no exception. So that was really great. Training for early voting and Election Day starts next week. So we'll set up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We will be training. Early voting first, and then Election Day. Early voting, of course, also starts next week. So next Thursday, early voting begins, and we'll set up the day before at the warehouse for the site that's open the whole period. And then the week before Election Day, we'll set up the second site in Weaverville, and that's at Weaverville Community Center.
If both of those are occurring next week, have we got our early voting poll workers trained for the first day?
The early voting workers are trained first, yes.
Okay.
Yep, yes.
Seems a little tight there.
Yes, and because we need very little of them, they're
Yeah.
very experienced. Great question, though. We gotta train them before they work.
I'll just throw them in.
That's what
What was
happened
the
to
dates
me.
on that, Corinne? What was the days on that?
For training,
Mhm.
Tuesday, Wednesday is early voting. Oh,
Monday.
they're starting on Monday. Monday, Tuesday, and then Election Day the rest of the week.
The rest of the week,
Mhm.
okay.
We have had the multipartisan assistant team. We had a assisted living facility request a visit, so that happened. We also completed the internal logic and accuracy testing, which that data is used for the mock election, and all of that went smoothly. So we had no issues there. Today, of course, we will do the board testing, so we can go through that process as well. And then lastly, I want to give an update on the absentee position that we are hiring for. We went through the first round of interviews. We narrowed it to 3 candidates, and we'll be doing a second round of interviews this Thursday. So that process is going along well. And those are all my updates.
One clarification, one place. Just out of curiosity, because I like the numbers and percentages of things, how many chief judges did we have come to the appreciation?
Ooh,
About 85.
That's great.
and I'll just repeat into the microphone, about 85, so that people online can hear the
sorry.
answer.
Uh-huh, good.
Just a couple of questions. At the last meeting, we heard about polling locations for 2026, and that 6 sites remained to be finalized. 3 were okay and 3 were maybes. Is there any more on that?
Yes, some disappointing news. I think maybe we should get an update from Ryan on
Okay.
the specifics. So
Okay.
he'll be doing the machine testing
Okay.
at the warehouse. I think we gained one and we lost one, so it's still all for the 2026 location, so we have time.
Okay.
But yes, thank you for asking.
Okay, got another one.
You got another one.
Um,
Another question.
Another question.
You scared me. I thought it was another problem site.
Oh, heavens, we have no problems. We just seek information. Any update on the registration repair project?
Registration repair project. So that, there is, let me look here for Amy. So we're working through all of the steps. We are, on time, we're on schedule. There is a registration repair search tool
Mhm.
that is on the state board's website, I believe, where
Yeah.
we can look
It
at
is.
those. And the number for us is 1260.
Okay, still that high.
So it hadn't
Yeah.
really changed.
Hadn't changed
Yeah,
much.
it's
Right,
very,
okay.
it's
Slow.
definitely
Slowed
kind of
down.
fast. Yeah, exactly.
And the only other thing that I wanted to say right now was to thank Karen Ray and to thank Director Duncan, because I thought that election officials appreciation event was just so cool. And you're in there and you know it's going to pay dividends on all these future elections. Just the team building and everything was great, and the pizza was good too.
Yes, and you know, it had to be chief judges
Mhm.
only because that's all the room we could fit. So it was really great to have so many people.
It would have been like 50 pies if you had gotten all the judges. Yeah, I think it was 18 pies as it was, which was a lot. Anyway, thank you so much. That's one of the things that keeps Buncombe County elections working so smoothly.
Yeah, and we really, really appreciate the workers that come, especially Karen does service awards, and we had one chief judge who had done 37 elections.
37 elections.
Like, these are, we appreciate that longevity because it takes a long time to learn the process.
It does.
If I can interrupt for just a second, one of our,
Yes, excuse me.
No worries.
I have a question about the registration repair, that we still have registration during early voting. When you go, you can register and vote. Could a person, if they haven't repaired by then, could they do that at during early voting?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay, that's good to know.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your name, ma'am?
My name is Judy Williamson.
That's for our clerk.
Okay, thank you.
thank you for the question. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Appreciate it.
Absentee ballot review?
Where is our Nagy Fox?
here.
She's actually,
She's hiding
She's-
again.
Hiding back
she's over there where Victoria usually hides.
So we know.
The safe seat in the corner.
It must be the safe, or it was the safe seat, Neggy. Now we've all discovered it.
I'm in the hot seat now. back
Yeah.
in the hot seat.
No, that's good.
So we are supposed to do, can you hear me? We good? Okay. We're supposed to do, review of absentee ballots, but we do not have any today to review. But I do have some stats to give you, just what we did, since we just mailed them out. So we don't have any to review today. We're gonna, next Tuesday, we should have several. But I just want to let you know that we, last Friday, we had to mail out absentee ballots or email them if they were overseas, and we did 13 civilian ballots mailed, 44 overseas ballots were sent out, and 6 military ballots were sent out.
I'm sorry, what were the 44, Nagy?
Overseas, so those are
Overseas.
are overseas citizens.
And then the military?
And then the military, 6 of those.
And the 13 is civilian?
Just regular civilians, regular folks that are here,
Local,
local
locals.
people.
Local
Our
people.
locals,
Got it.
yep,
Thank you.
our locals
I was
here.
thinking they're overseas or civilians.
CIVs versus OVRs versus
OVR and
MILs.
MILs, yeah, they all have, yeah, we love acronyms around here.
Government.
Yep, so all of those we're done, let's see, trying to make sure I've got everything. We have received a lot more requests, but unfortunately, most of those requests were people that were not eligible for the election. So we've had to notify a lot of people that way, just saying, hey, thank you for submitting your request, however, you're not in the jurisdiction of Woodfin or Weaverville or the water district, and so therefore you're not eligible for this election, but we do have one coming up, and we do tell them, you know, come January 1st, you'll submit a new request form for 2026, and that will take into the primary and the general, be all in one. So that is, we are letting them know that.
Nikki?
Yeah.
Is that a common number? It just seems to me, 44 overseas, you know.
From that
it's
small
still-
little area.
It still seems like a lot to me for.
You are correct. That is a little bit normal, and that is because last year you can ask for an extension. So some of these folks, depending if they checked it off on their form, hey, if I'm eligible for another election next year,
Oh.
go ahead and send me one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so
They're not
we
on
had-
new
I-
people.
Yeah.
So those, yeah, so these weren't actually requests, these were an extension from last year into this year.
Yeah, I remember
And they
the check
automatically
box.
get one. And now that, and then that, this year, that's it. We start fresh next
Fresh
year
in January.
with a new request and new everything. So this is just for, yeah. So that's why it is a little higher than you would think for a municipal election.
How are they mailed? In the U.S. Postal System?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we make the packets, and
Do they
are
get there?
and we mail them. Overseas
Is that
citizens and
working for
military
us?
actually get an email. Those folks have the option of being emailed their information, so we did it that way. But folks that are here locally, yes, they do get a whole packet with instructions, the ballot, the envelopes, everything is mailed to them.
Okay.
Yep. And then they can then return it back to us through early voting. They can go to early voting site and return them. They can come to our office, or they can put it back in the mail and send it back to us.
And they have to be in by
Election day.
Election Day.
Yep. Election day. Yep. So I will be back next week
Yes, ma'am.
with absentee.
Nagy, you
One.
talked,
One, maybe 2.
you talked about the check mark that a voter can put on their application
Mm-hmm.
about the extension. Will that check mark still be on the form come January 1st?
No,
Or can
so
you-
it's good for 1 year. So they requested it last
Right.
fall, so it's good through this fall.
Right, so if I submit a request next year,
That check should be there.
okay, good.
For the
I
next-
just, I just
for the
wanted to
next
see if
year.
that option was continued.
Should continue for the next, right.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
And obviously, our turnout was very high last year, and so we expected to have more of those, but
Right.
yeah. But we will start fresh come January 1st with a new form, new checks, new everything.
Well, that's part of the benefit of
Yeah.
having that check mark on the box, because there are a lot of people who are going to be eligible for the election, and especially if they're overseas, they might not be aware that it's actually going on, and they'll get this
They'll be like,
absentee
"Oh."
ballot mailed to them, which is going to...
Automatically.
Great.
So
Great
44
feature.
people
Thank you.
got them automatically, you know, that's, wow. Yeah, they're probably like, what? Yeah. Gotta do some research, but yeah, yep. So that's what we have. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Nagy.
And I'll be
Okay,
back.
voter challenges hearing.
Thank you, Nagy. All right, so last board meeting, we held the preliminary challenge. So you've seen all of these. You all decided to move to a full hearing, which is what we will do today. And it's the same procedures that we did last time. And I will actually pull those up so that we make sure we don't miss anything, since we don't do this every day. take me just a second. But what we have, and I can hand these out now, is the 25 challenges split into the different categories. I think it'll be easier for you to review that way if they are in the categories.
And I'm going to ask, we're going to do one category at a time, so they stay together.
Right.
Because we tend to separate, and then the paper clips get different. So I think it'll be easier that way.
Yeah, and I apologize for not having this brought up already. It's taking me a little bit to find it. Keep opening things that that are just slowing me down. I'm sorry. Open up this thing. This is not exactly what I wanted, but we can go from this. So these are voter challenges based on the voter having passed. Yes, this is what I want. Thank you, Maggie.
Multiple copies of this, if you want to give one too.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Maggie. So these challenges are based on the voter having passed away, just like previously. We'll do all of the same procedures that we have done in the past. The challenger first has the opportunity to provide any information if they are here and if they desire that. And then we will summarize the research that's here on these sheets, separated into categories. One of the requirements is that we make sure that we explain all the qualifications to vote, so I'll do that now. That is to be a U.S. citizen, live in the country where you are registering and have resided there at least 30 days prior to election day, be at least 18 years old, and not be serving a felony, including probation, post-release, supervision, or parole. Each challenged voter name will be called and provided the opportunities to give information or their representative if there is one. And then after all of that is completed, the board will make a determination on registration status. If we have someone who wants to speak, they need to
Be sworn in.
Yep, take the oath. That includes me, and I have that that oath here. And then once all of the challenged voters have had the chance to speak, then you can look through the documentations and you'll make a motion on whether to keep them in the records or remove them. And a reminder that challenge sustained is to remove the voter, because that was the challenges, and challenge overruled is to keep them in the system.
So I need to swear you in now.
I would ask first if the challenger is here and would like to speak, swear them in and let them go, and then me.
I don't think so.
So is the challenger present and would like to speak at this time?
And that's Thomas Neubauer.
Yeah, I don't
Thomas is not here.
see him. I was going to say I didn't see him.
All right, so I'm happy to go under.
Okay. Do we have a? Oh, thank you. What's your general statutes? I'm current. You swear to affirm that the statements and information that you shall give in this hearing with respect to your identity and qualifications to be registered and to vote shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I swear. Okay, so we have the forms that you have seen, plus our office has done research on each of these, so the reason why they were in the registration database. And I'll hand out each of these, but the categories are in the red, the orange sticking out.
Okay.
And we have, and we'll share, since you'll share pairs, are here on this sheet.
Thank you.
All of these voters are inactive and have not voted since dates.
So question, do I call out each name in the
Sure.
event that there's someone here to speak?
Yep, them or a
Or
representative.
okay. So we'll start, I'll circulate the mismatches first,
Okay.
and then we'll continue on with the
Mismatch means name is Mitch.
Name
Yes, yeah,
mismatch.
Those are the first ones in line.
Name on challenged voter form or death certificate name?
Challenged voter form.
Okay, the first name on our list is Sarah Ashworth Levan.
This is the middle name.
Okay. Evelyn Taylor Hart. Jeanette J. Thomas. Gus John Dermos. Wayne W. Morgan. Jean Moss Crawford. Montine Seabolt Wooten. Joe Mathis Penner. Helen Gustafson. Ennis D'Angelo Barba. Doris Ilena Deaver Williams. Alvin Homer Honeycutt. Pete. I get Josh Bekus. Vernon Alexander. Francis W. Murray. Geraldine V. Sadler Hale. Evelyn Lavacini. Donald Glenn Skinner. Lynn Saley or Sally. Phyllis Cheryl Duncan Janau. Ruby Jean Foster. Fred Wesley Pence. Margaret Mary Keeler. Doris Jean Stanley. Annie B. Scott. I see there appears to be no representation present.
And some of them, like this guy. They just reversed the name. This one, it's like, Diva Williams will say,
Let's compare it to another one.
What does this missed from the list report mean, do you know?
I know, but they're the same paper.
Did not release,
Right.
did not.
if you're in okay, so this thing knew about, but it was a
Very, very
mismatch, which is why they couldn't do
couldn't see it.
anything.
Date of birth mismatch.
Did you bring any finals with you?
Some of these are so tiny in the copies.
Innes, well, no middle name here. This was
Have we tried to cut, what the procedure has been to mail something to these addresses?
Correct.
Oh, yeah, the way it works is,
And of course, we
And-
haven't heard back. That's correct.
Right, because those correspondents just aren't there anymore. And we try to get in touch with every last voter whose registration's being challenged.
Yeah.
We want to give them every chance to respond. I mean, due process all the way. So, yeah, we definitely put it in the mail.
Yep, that was a very good question. So when there's the preliminary hearing, the board decides, are we going to hold a full hearing or not? When you decide that you're going to hold a full hearing, then we send out notice.
Is that mandated by law? The
Yes.
hearing is?
Yes. And the other piece to that is that some voters did call and, from the household, and we let them know that they could come here to the hearing. There's also a form for near relatives to be able to file to remove someone who's passed.
Who
So
called,
we
the
make sure
person
to
on
let
the
them
list
know.
or a relative?
It depends. We sent the letter to the household, and sometimes that prompted someone to call.
A
We
phone
put our
call.
information in there to make sure that they can ask
But
us.
no person on the list called
Oh, correct.
themselves? Okay.
Correct,
All
yes.
right.
Very good question. Yes,
right.
thank you for clarifying that.
Okay.
From beyond
Okay.
the grave.
We certainly wouldn't want to keep them from voting if they called.
Things are tough enough here. We don't need the Twilight Zone.
That's the mismatches.
You ready for the next set, Mary Ann?
We are.
These are, yeah, that's all.
All right. We're doing these probably,
Right, I'm guessing it's going to be in this order. What we're hearing is the name.
If they don't come up with any.
See that right there, Sarah.
Yeah,
And we don't have a date of birth and registration for it.
And then request a motion.
Well, we probably should have, but that's the challenge. We don't have one on the challenge form, it'll be on for.
How do they know it's mismatched if we don't have it on the registration is what I'm saying?
Guessing, according
The death certificate.
we got a match on this voter's day of birth.
This was July 11 versus July
Because it doesn't say there's
So
this
they-
match.
No,
It
that
says
doesn't.
One that we
mismatch.
get from the
There's
state.
this.
With the red on the date
well,
mismatch?
here
the
she
red
put her
from the
maiden
state?
name in, and here she did not.
birth mismatch.
So that's
Maggie,
the only
red
difference.
is
But
our
this is,
research.
that is
It's
her
from
maiden
our
name. So I
database.
say we
Thank you.
check this one as
So
an
you
okay.
found out through the research that this person was born on this date, and on the death certificate it says
That's correct.
On the death certificate,
Okay.
it's 13th, where does the
All right.
11th come from? Is that
And
the
then
registration?
down, yeah,
From
Evelyn
our database,
Taylor.
So in
Okay.
other words,
Hart.
you looked where to find that.
What was that?
in our, so,
The regular database.
yep, so we only, all we provided is what we have in the registration
Okay.
database. So the additional information is
Well,
from
her
election
first name was
services database.
Miriam.
Okay.
Okay.
And that
But
comes
she
from, I
goes by
mean, since
Evelyn.
we don't have that on the original registration
Oh, sorry.
form, right? We don't have it on the registration form.
Miriam.
So the database.
Here she
though,
put her
includes
first
other
name,
things
Evelyn
such
Hart.
as-
No, it should be from the registration form.
She left the Taylor out,
But
which
it's
was
not.
her maiden name. But women do that all the
That
time. they
is the
interchange.
Challenge, what am I thinking? Okay, with you.
I do it.
Lots of forms, many forms, tons of forms.
Forms and forms.
All right, and the chief, and the date is
January versus December.
December 12th, 26.
No. Date of death, December 28th.
December 12th, 26 is birthday.
And this is December versus, January versus December.
So he didn't die, he wasn't born until January.
Yes, it does.
Either that. or
So
when
is
you
this
write
an
it
okay?
down.
Yeah, I'd
Either when
say
you
so.
write,
Okay.
see, that's my mistake. So you're at 12:50.
Okay.
It could have written, 1 and then just missed it.
If I could confirm one thing on this, when we're doing the research on these forms, over in the right-hand column, we say if there's a name mismatch or something like that.
Is December.
If I see name mismatch, but I don't see a mismatch on date of birth or something like that, is it fair to assume that the date of birth on the death certificate is the same as the date of birth on the voter registration record?
Maggie, are you listening?
She's trying not to.
The registration.
Yeah,
Since
If
we
they
can't-
didn't add any other, if they didn't say that two things mismatched, everything matched.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm correct, right?
We're ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, we're listing everything that didn't match.
Right.
Jeanette J. Thomas. And this one is named this match
Lynn Sally.
18 purpose 19.
Mary
Well, Jones, it was her maiden name, so she put
J.
the J in here, and here she did
Never
not.
looked at forms, the way people scribble.
Oh, no.
Thomas.
She put her double first name
That's because everybody calls her Janelle, but
Can't
Mhm.
address some of these.
Earlier.
in.
We have somebody go investigating
but
on
now
that.
we know that on the
If
voter
they get their,
registration
if they
form,
get their,
her date of birth is
they
November
get it
18th,
from the state, they
1929.
know
Mhm.
they're
It's the
deceased.
same person.
Mhm. Okay,
No, I mean, actually
All right.
have people
that's an okay.
review their records.
To
make sure they're correct.
Gus John
And
Dermas.
that's probably it.
Dermas.
All right, so here we are. This from the state is Mrs.
Ten versus nine.
Mhm.
Or pizza.
Here's the paper clip for that.
That was his nickname.
Jake, I'm gonna shoot this extra paper clip over for you all once you finish that first batch.
Here, I'll put it on this one.
Now, we're gonna play.
We're good, we're playing ball. Touchdown, California.
2 points, whatever.
We're ready for the
We
last
really
one.
needed it on Saturday night when Duke beat us. Boy, that was painful.
All right, missed from
I think it was
list reports.
Probably more
So
painful
is
that
this
the
one
Jaguars
getting
beat the
missed?
Chiefs last night. Okay,
Li-
Kareem, what does
Oh, my
missed from
goodness.
list report mean?
Ones from the state that weren't on there.
Okay.
That
Anyway,
is
So every one of these has been,
that it
has
was
been
on the state
notarized.
report. Point one out to me.
Before we got
Well, all
them,
of
did Thomas
these.
do that, or
This
did,
batch.
or
So
did we do
This
that?
is Ruby Jean Foster.
Thomas did this.
And he had a new report.
So they just weren't on the list that was provided to us.
From state.
Yes.
Ton.
Okay, so state didn't send them to you, and this last one didn't appear on
Okay.
any
This is the
report.
gentleman who ran for city council in Nashville a few years back.
Yes.
He's super active.
See, this-
So this is this means we missed it. So it was on the state report. For
Okay.
some reason, we missed
didn't
it.
see it. Okay.
But that didn't show up at all on any
Is that
report.
That's the
in-
last
The birth
report.
dates
Do we have a
match.
separate one for that?
It's probably in this. We've got
See, it only
five,
says
so,
four.
yes.
That's
It's
what I
probably
was
the last
on
one.
that.
Here it is.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
very good. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, so these are ones that we missed, okay?
Davis,
Shoot the names.
Ruby Jean Foster. Ruby Jean Foster.
Wayne Morgan.
Date, May
This is
5th.
Wendell Wayne.
Well, we don't have that.
We
We
need
have
it.
a death date.
Yep.
Wayne
W. Morgan.
Wendell. Oh.
Okay.
Got confused, I guess.
From Judy.
Well, you know, they could have gotten the name switched when they did the birth certificate.
Margaret Mary Keeler.
Okay, what's the birth date? 2/5.
The birthday is 1/13/29. Oh, but these are the dates of death. The date of death is February 5th, 2020.
July 30th, 29. This is Doris
I'm
Jean
just going
Stanley.
on what staff told us.
Mhm.
If the birth date's the same,
That's date.
then it doesn't say anything.
Okay,
But if the birth date's different.
all right. So I think that's a go. Okay. Jean Moss Crawford.
I think we just
Her
got a
first
typo.
name
I think
was
we got a
Peggy.
typo.
Oh, the death
This
date
says
is
7:30,
or
that
her-
says 7:30, this says 7:20.
Moss is there.
Well, here it is right here. That was her maiden name.
Everything's the same
except
except
for that number.
the date of death.
And it says 7:20 instead of 7:30.
Yes.
It does
She
look
didn't
like
like that.
Does anyone already have
Okay.
seams up? Do you have seams up?
It's the same
And then I log
date
in.
of birth.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You gonna
Shall
check
we
on the
pull it
email?
out? What do you want to do? Pull it out?
Oh, you are?
They're gonna log in and verify it real
Okay,
quick.
do you need the sheet?
Okay,
Yeah.
Just mark it on your sheet.
Okay,
We'll know that we
Monty.
pulled that one. Here's the one that needs to be.
All right, didn't appear in the committee report. Okay.
And Helen Monty.
Annie B. Short.
Helen Monty.
The death date was May 8, 23.
Yep.
Nobody found her. It's kinda
see,
sad,
all
isn't
of
it? Even in
these-
death, she got missed.
What I'm talking about is this day.
So how do we confirm that?
We don't need to look this one
Well,
up
it's,
because
it's going to be
it's
the
the date of
same.
death. Like, we
It's
don't
not
keep that in the
challenged, so
registration,
it's the
so it's
same.
definitely a typo.
If it's the same, I would say yes.
That's where we get that data.
All right, so.
So this
Joe
this
Mathis,
form just got
Pioneer
missed up.
Killer.
Yeah, we typed it wrong. You're welcome. Scratch it out.
Just hand them all back to me and I'll put them in a pile here. Then,
Oh, they've got to see these.
I know, but I was gonna put them in a pile.
Okay.
And the others flipped over there when you get a chance.
Joe Mathis typed. Joe Mathis.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just for the heck of it.
Wow. But the birth certificates, I mean the death, the birth match. The birth dates match, so it's got to be the same person. Yeah.
That's all you had to put.
Oh, okay. Helen Gustafson.
This was the date of my husband's.
So we've got Helen Margaret Gustafson. No.
They've still got one more stacked. Her down there.
I guess this goes to
Here's
Nancy.
the Helen.
Together anymore.
Helen Margaret Gustafson.
Except we'll have to sign them all before you can sign anything.
They just
We'll
didn't
have to
put
sign
in
these
the march.
things.
Mhm.
Just omitted it or
We do
something.
review, but I don't know how official that is or not.
Well, the birth dates are same, yeah.
September 1925.
Yeah.
Shows them.
Ennis.
Angelo Burba. Ennis Obo.
You see these? It's kind of interesting to look at.
Good catch.
Two of the partners
You guys are all done?
a whole different kind of rate.
Because they're the
We
big
got
guys
some work
and
to
they
do
probably
here.
very rarely
Must
get
be
it.
going through.
We got a head start on you.
Come on.
So this guy,
Okay.
Is the owner.
right, so he's not in the fault, he's just getting his cut, a good cut. Yeah, right, got it. So these guys would be the ones that are working more. Thank you.
And I did call her. to
Isn't
confirm
he a
that,
male
so
or
that's just
female?
Oh, I
off
thought
the
maybe
top
you
of
just
my
knew.
head.
Well, she may have dropped the Burba
Pretty
Gotta
impressed.
just pull it out of
later
my ear.
because that was a husband that she didn't like.
Fling it out there.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I presume some of these that are less. are
Birth
people
dates
that
that
have
do
to-
Paralegal
match?
probably
Well,
till you get to the bottom. or
Yeah, but
Birth
like
dates
this,
match.
I was just,
Junior
that's what I'm
partners,
thinking. They're newer, yeah. They haven't served
Well,
any proof their
1920.
worth
Yeah, they
yet.
haven't earned their stripes yet.
Right.
She was 103.
Wow. Okay, Doris Elena Williams.
It's just getting old is all.
Okay, Doris. Uh-huh. Doris
Doris Irina Williams.
Elena Williams.
Just did the hyphenation and the last name.
Wow.
But we got T. You see that?
Okay.
We got it right there.
All
No,
right.
it's the-
What did y'all do with
Okay.
Victoria today?
Diva Williams. Okay, that's okay. Alvin Homer Honeycutt.
There was a date
And
of
the other
old.
one says Homer Alvin Honeycutt. I'm willing to bet this is the same.
Birth dates match?
They do.
They certainly do.
Did we put her
Middle first names flipped, okay.
Here we go.
I still remember.
Vicus,
Joe.
Pete, George. Vicus.
Oh, wow, this one says George.
Does it say George?
This one says.
Oh.
Does this one say? George? No. Okay.
Next meeting.
Next week?
Because I think we're going to have to deal with this attorney thing more.
I don't understand why the middle name
With regard
is
to
a
the
mismatch, because it's George.
And what they really, yeah, this is.
Because of the agreement?
Supposed to be a George.
Get it yet.
Want to see it?
Oh, they didn't fix it.
What's your concern?
Yeah, they didn't spot it.
Yeah, we
spotted
did.
it.
What'd you, yeah, I'm sure we did.
George is spelled Geoge.
Yeah, we
Right,
found
we
that
got
one.
it.
That's okay?
Put the
No.
R in.
You
So
think
that's
it's
the
the same
mismatch.
That was
person?
the mismatch.
Put the R in.
It's just a mismatch, just like the others where they switched
Okay,
the
anyway,
middle
this guy's
name,
good.
things like
Okay.
that.
And we got,
Vernon Alexander. And there's an Edward in there somewhere.
See if they catch it.
Well, they included his middle
I
name
think they
on
heard
the
you,
death
so maybe it's the
No,
certificate.
they heard me.
December 9th,
I pointed it out.
Show me what you're thinking.
Okay.
We had questions.
All right.
That's why we got this.
All right.
Because we asked
Francis Murray.
About what they're gonna be doing, who does what.
No, on this one.
Well, I
Waived the security deposit, which was good, but see, this is mediator. Let's see.
and Wayne is the,
so we know that's good. We
Yeah.
See, all of a sudden, this
right,
has
and
changed.
birth dates match up. Okay. That's Geraldine.
So what we're gonna do
See this one?
is we're gonna sign this one. And we're gonna,
I think that's what it says on my trip. Those two.
Put all those together.
See, 75. And then all of a
That's
sudden,
1,
you
2,
see
3, 4, 5,
this
6,
number
7,
come in.
8, 9,
Which is the max on this.
15.
And that's why I asked. It's because
I would guess this is if they needed to.
Do we need to sign that?
The big dog or something.
yeah, I can
Okay.
see that.
But we're not ready to sign it quite yet. Okay. Date of birth mismatch.
Actually, this doesn't say, and that's the other question. See, the other question is this says Brandon will be this one says it by Jorge.
Where?
Let me find it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we can probably do that today.
Name and date of birth mismatch.
Like,
okay, well, the
and
name
one of
is
them
match,
said
I
kind
don't
of
have
was,
a problem.
and he said
The
there.
date of birth,
Like, could I have
July
some paper
11th
with
versus
this?
July 13th,
Right
1928.
here.
I don't think it's controversial.
The person is not going to be around.
It's not as if she had 22 days later.
Right.
No, that's-
Okay. So Geraldine is not with us any longer, and Evelyn
Evelyn,
Lovenici.
no, that's it. Yovich.
Iovicini? Is that Italian? Must be.
Being who signed it? I mean, okay, so we do, yeah, did you underline that? Let's make sure that's underlined.
And the date of birth is off
Okay, good, so she's
by
got it.
digit.
Yeah,
So
she'll be able to take care of that today.
we're seeing 1212 here. but in
Right.
The record is
More
112.
clarification, doesn't really
I'm all
matter
about on
Yeah,
time.
and we just need to see
to
it
me
again.
which one does, but
12
it's a
slash 12,
clarification.
but they
Sure.
put 1 slash
And then the other one, we've got for next time, I still want to talk about.
So what's the birth date?
You know, I've got some
December 12th,
questions I want to talk about.
No, that person's no longer with us.
Somewhere that's going to be
Yeah.
on our agenda.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not,
And
nothing that we can't.
Donald Glenn Skinner.
My
We
question.
need, that next meeting needs to have clarification of direction.
The
Well, that's
mismatch.
that's two different,
30.
what does that mean?
Are we going with the new MOU? Are we gonna have an old MOU? You know,
Yeah, right, and from them, you're thinking we get the clarification from us, got
what
it.
they think.
Yeah,
Well,
and
you know,
then,
sometimes you
if
get
it's
what you
modified,
want.
then we have a conversation.
I'll bet this guy did that for years and had a good time.
Yeah. Until
So-
they see it, I mean, or,
Okay.
well, let me tell you what I want to change,
Okay.
or look at.
This is Lynn Sally.
Yeah.
You know where they
Lynn, Josephine, Sally.
got out without my
versus-
stuff.
just
Thank
the
you.
name.
Mhm.
Date of birth,
1, 2,
mismatch,
3,
was 110 versus
4.
119.
I'm wondering if we need to add workspace in there.
What?
Workplace to me is about
Oh, I see.
the
18 versus
employees
19.
and how
So
they're
that's the
treated, what
digit.
goes
That's
on in their
August 18th versus
workplaces,
August 19th.
breaks,
Mhm.
et cetera.
This is the same.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
But that's why I want to leave this in force.
That's fine.
Oh, sure, until we talk
What
about-
age, what's
No, I
the
think we should
date
leave
of
it in force
birth?
Because I think we're dealing with two different issues.
37.
This one has to do with our employees.
Okay.
And we leave this in place,
Yeah.
so we don't disturb this as far as what they've guaranteed our
Mhm.
employees.
Sure.
And we work on a new one that relates to facilities and operations.
Yeah.
And that's where we're
So
going to
this is
workspace.
Okay, well, that
110
might be
versus
fine, sure.
19.
That would work for me. Then 1, 2, 3, 4,
See, I don't want
5,
them to
6,
come on and
7.
say,
Mhm.
oh, no.
One day.
Rework this, then we're gonna
It's
change
okay
stuff.
with you?
No, we want it in place. I totally agree with you.
How old was she?
Because that, I mean, she was
Sure.
born
What
already,
day?
but we can refer to,
Sure.
sounds like a good idea to me.
January
I mean,
19th.
this
Well, that
gives
makes her in her
us
70s. What did she die
what
of?
is it?
Now, let me go through, because,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Non-traumatic hemorrhage with aneurysm.
Yeah. I wonder if we need to
All right.
add a
So that's
phrase
that
there,
group?
which is that they may provide personnel
Well,
administration.
this is fast, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
it does not include hiring, firing.
It's what it is.
Where?
Did it take a while? or- Oh, my gosh.
Okay, thank you.
This is
Yeah.
this is about
1,
others.
2, 3,
This is not, these are not the ones who are
Wow.
county employees.
Our employees are not counting.
Okay, here we go,
That's what they're
Rudy
saying.
Foster.
Then why do they have it twice?
I think we just had the 2, Corinne, and then the one they've got.
Missed
The reason-
Missed
what
from
they're saying
list
is
report. I don't know what that means.
whereas the elections
One last question, promise is the last one on this agenda item.
Director of elections and the director of elections hiring management discipline.
Tis the-
Missed from list.
Tis the
What does
season.
that mean?
Yeah, the bottom one,
Is governed by the
just say,
statute.
But that, I think, is
That was the
our
same question
regular
they had, so we
employees.
missed
I think
those.
this is probably
So
talking
they were
about
on
our
the list, but
Be
we
done.
missed.
Now, what this is
Okay,
saying
so-
is because
so we had
their
received
positions
something from
already
Register of Deeds or
will be
DHHS.
different at this one.
These names were on the list to be removed, but we missed it. Great, thank you.
And then the last one didn't appear anywhere.
Okay.
May provide personal services to
Well,
employees of governmental agencies,
So they missed it, but it all matches up, right?
governmental agencies.
Okay, so these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What about Annie Sod?
So what's the difference between this one and the
Zot.
other? And that's what I
No,
thought.
this is saying.
I
see,
bet
this
she's a
is saying
Zot.
We
not a
have the
Scot.
right to do our hiring.
Right.
This is saying.
Annie Blanche and Annie B,
because
that
they
matches up.
provide
And Annie B,
for people that are not county employees upon written agreement.
she's born 1941,
with,
she's
except
my
to the extent
age.
that it conflicts with the law.
Exactly.
They're just saying that they're allowed to provide us with the service,
And vice
even though
versa.
our employees are not county employees technically.
Yeah, now, where does it ever say that they are not technically county employees?
That's where it says it.
Well, then, to me, if that's the case, then it probably needs to go up with that one.
Well, no, see, because they've added this in here.
Well, how old was she?
Because
My
we don't
age.
have a personnel office.
Okay.
Or a formal.
Put that below it, eventually. I mean,
We're
again, this is
confirming all of
But to
those.
me, these are confusing, because I thought
Just have to sign
that,
this.
where does it actually?
Wait, let me sign.
Our county, the people that she hires are
There.
not.
You can use my pen.
See, this.
I've had bad luck with pens in this room before.
Well,
Whereas the board of
I was
here,
once
maybe you
wearing-
won't have bad luck with that one.
This one, the director of elections and director of elections hiring and employees under his supervision.
Are you guys finished?
Director of elections is governed by this statute
You seem to be having too good of a time with the last stack, so.
and other relevant provisions of that chapter.
You know what it is?
So
We
this
always
is what's
have
saying,
a good
because
time
our employees
at the Board of
are
Elections.
under our
That's,
supervision.
it is
It's
true,
just
it's
the way
just
it
a,
is.
it's a proverbial
Why
party,
do you
but
have that?
It is
I
the way
don't
it is.
understand the
I love it.
purpose then of that second one still.
That's what allows them to do our payroll.
all right, so my next
Someone
question.
must have taken on the rest of it.
Yeah, I've got them right here.
And
Yeah.
see, that's what allows them to do our payroll.
I didn't think I had lost.
No, you have not, but did you lose the paper clip?
What is the term that we're using,
We
Corinne?
left them together.
Corinne, what is the term we're using if we agree
Sustain.
with the papers?
We concur.
We concur?
Sustain.
Sustain.
Sustain. We sustain.
So my
The two of us.
My question, first of all, is there any further discussion from the board with regards to these recommendations? If not, do I have a motion to sustain the challenge as presented?
So moved.
Second?
On all 25 of them.
All 25, yes.
And I second.
All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, all voter challenges were sustained.
Many thanks to staff for their work. Reading all those comments in that right-hand column was super helpful.
Yep, you are welcome, and we will take these back. We'll process these tomorrow. They'll show removed, and then they'll have a reason as sustained challenge. so that that will be recorded. We'll upload this data into their file, so it will be clear why they were removed from.
And thanks
the
again, too,
database.
to the community member, Mr. Niebauer, for his diligence.
Is this an area, if we had unlimited staff availability and dollars, is this something that our staff could do instead as kind of a regular maintenance piece?
So this is part of our regular maintenance piece. We're choosing not to remove them because there is something not matching. The hearing process gives that due process, so that we can collect additional information, go through this process
I
before
think
we
what
are
Sally's
moving.
asking though is because there was a mismatch, we chose not to remove them.
Mhm.
Is there something we can do at the time of the mismatch to determine, is this the same person?
So that would have to be a state procedure.
Right.
So that
Okay.
we're all doing
The same
them
thing.
the
Right.
same thing. Yes.
All
Okay,
100
so if-
counties,
yeah,
the same
If
thing.
we were wanted to pursue that, we would have to pursue that with the state.
Yes, and they, I believe, are looking into kind of that
Yeah, I thought they
particular.
were, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that's part of the ongoing restoration project, is figuring out how to stop it from happening.
Yes.
All right. Negi, I assume you're doing the early voting implementation plan?
Oh, I want to know about this one. That's fine. Me and Sally. No,
Still wondering.
still wondering. Certification vote. We still haven't gotten any information.
Yeah, maybe when Gabrielle gets up, she can follow.
No, no, I know who's dealing with county board. It's called Dallas.
Has it been to see me yet?
All right, well, I'm back. So the purpose of my presentation today is to bring to the board the public input that we received from the survey that we opened up back on August the 20th. So for the last 4 weeks or so, maybe a little bit longer, we have had a survey out there for people to review the proposed early voting plan for the primary election. This is just for the primary, not for the general. We will do a separate plan, a separate survey, separate everything when we get closer, but this is just for the primary for March. And so we had this on the website, and then we just had like 3 or 4 questions. Hey, what did you like about it? Hey, give us some North Asheville suggestions. And some additional comment, and so that is what I am bringing back to you today, and what we have found and what was given to us, and we'll go from there. So first up, I just want to remind you again what our timeline is. So at the next slide, August 19th was when we showed you all for the first time the proposed plan. Then the next day, we made the survey available with the plan to the public. On the 26th, that was a week ago, we closed the survey, and I now had the time to look at all that came in to provide you all with an overview summary of what was submitted for today's meeting. Okay? And then we're hoping by next Tuesday, maybe if you all are ready, we have a final review and vote. If not, we can do it another date. But this is, again, the proposed timeline that we've been following. So just to remind you again, in the next slide, what the proposed plan initially, what we said was 10 early voting sites, open the second weekend, which is that Saturday and Sunday, February 21st, February 22nd, suggesting weekend hours of 10 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. That will keep it to 1 shift for both those days. And then, of course, on the last Saturday, we will always open all the sites from 8 to 3. So that's a given, okay? And then weekdays hours are 8 in the morning to 7:30 at night. That's standard. So 11 and a half hours. That's why we break up the day into 2 shifts for that 2.5 period, week and a half period, okay? Alrighty, so these were the proposed sites that we suggested, but again, you all have the final say. Most on the left, all of these we've used before, nothing here is new. I did make the suggestion for North Asheville location, if we can't secure something, that we do default to the library, which is not ideal, but that's where we might have to end up at. So here's the sites that I suggested, but again, you all have the final say. So let's look at the actual public engagement that we had. We had over
Can we go back just
Oh,
a minute?
go back.
You probably told us this before, the Wesley grant in lieu of the BOE.
Right.
Is that something different than we've done in the past?
We've done it both ways. We've had it at the Board of Elections and we've had it in lieu of.
And so.
Our current setup.
That's what I wanted to know.
Gives us the
The in lieu of is a better set. We would have to divert our voters either down to the ground floor for voting or up to a second floor for voting.
Yep.
There is nothing on the main floor where you walk in and our reception area is that would accommodate our needs for that. So that's why. And I would rather have someone be able to walk in and go straight in and be helped versus go down the hallway, take the elevator, then go down the other hallway and make a left or a right or whatever. It would require a lot of signage and maybe even some monitoring.
Will that change for the?
Now, we have used the Wesley grant several years in a row. That has been our in lieu of. It's within the 4-mile radius that we have to stay within. It's a great location, you know, as far as the room. We can, you know, people can come in and out. It's used, it's consistent, and people have gotten used to it.
I guess my question was, I get that that's what we're doing in March.
Correct. What we do in November next,
figure that out.
we'll figure that
Okay.
out. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a whole new set of rules, sites.
I'll just let my colleagues know that the Dr. Wesley Grant Southside Center has been used for every even-yeared primary and general election since 2018.
In lieu of the Board of Elections?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
so to change that pattern would be
Right, that's fine.
significant. So I just want you to have that background.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so here's what we ended up with overall for those weeks that we had the survey open and accepting comments. We had over 1,900 views, we had over 2,000 responses, and over 932 comments. Yes.
What's the difference in a response? and a
So,
comment?
so response is usually when they select, you know, from the choices, and then comments is where they actually gave us some type of feedback, some written, you know, hey, do this or do that, or why aren't you doing this, or I hate this, I like that, whatever. They do it, you know, that's where,
How
so.
does that compare? Is that kind of general?
We
what would
actually,
see?
this is slightly higher than last elections, the last one time we did it, yeah.
The views are different from the responses and comments. Those were additional.
Right.
Oh, that's a lot.
So, you know, so view it, and then somebody might have provided a response, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they provided a comment, but maybe a response. It just depends.
4,000 responses.
And we should be excited about this.
It is.
This is the most public engagement we've had, and it's not a presidential election.
Yeah, it's cool.
No.
So,
Yep.
so this, our method is working, it's catching on, we're being stable with it, and people are using
I
it.
think consistency is the key. People see, hey, they're going to present a plan, and then they're going to ask for our feedback. Let's see it.
The staff has been putting early voting plans out for public comment for many years now, and what I see is growing momentum in the public's participation in the process. Thank you so much, because we learn a lot from the public, but I think the public feels better about the whole process when they're invited to the table with us. So thank you. This was staff's idea. This was staff's initiative, and I think it's wonderful.
Maggie, if you can hold on one second, we have a question from the,
For the public, my name is Martha Ziegler. I'm confused. How can somebody respond without viewing it? Sometimes I'm confused as to why there were fewer.
Just open the
views and
website.
responses.
You could just see it on the website, but you wouldn't have to start hitting and responding to what the questions are.
How many questions did you ask? Negative.
We asked 4.
Okay,
So they
so
just didn't answer
someone could
those.
have made a single view, given 4 responses,
Mm-hmm.
and might not have left a comment or left a comment.
Okay,
So-
so
I'm just trying to get have folks understand how the numbers work.
Yeah.
It's sort of like in order to respond, you had to view.
well, that's what I was
So
saying.
that's
So-
the,
so-
but you can do multiple responses.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I didn't understand. I
Yeah.
thought this was unique individuals.
Gotcha. What we had were, well, I don't even know if they're unique individuals. We had 1,912 views. I suppose I could have gone online and viewed it every single day, and unless you were counting unique web addresses, you'd count me every
pretty
single
close,
day.
then.
So,
Yeah.
it's-
It does look at IP, so.
okay, so in that case, I've got to move around if I want to stuff that ballot box, huh?
Jake.
I don't do that. Oh, come
Valid
on.
question then, Martha, thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and the next slide, we'll actually look at some percentages. So how would you rate the proposed plan? That was, I think, our number one question, first question. And so 61 said, hey, it's good as is. Then 23 said, I approve it, but with some minor changes. 10%, nope, I think there should be some major changes. And then there were 7% that said, I don't approve it at all. So that's how it broke down as far as percentages for that. So just wanted to make you aware of that. But that's, if you add the 61 and the 23, that's almost 80 something, 84.
84, yeah.
83, 84% approval, somewhat. Okay.
Daggy,
I'll take it.
Did the folks who responded in those bottom 2 categories, did we get any comments that might help
I'm
us
sure we did.
figure out how
I'm
to?
sure those comments were part of that.
So I do have some, I took the top 5 of each category, and then I'm presenting that next. So in the next slide, you'll see, we asked, okay, fine, you approve, what do you like about the plan? That was one of the questions. Hey, what do you like about the plan? What was it that you liked about it? And so these are the top 5, we lumped them together and, and found a pattern, and these were the top 5 answers. Consistency. People want consistency in their hours. They want consistency, in voting on weekends. They want those extra hours during the week. They want multiple locations, and they want flexibility for voters. So those evening, weekends, all that allows for that flexibility for voters to be able to vote around their work schedules, family schedules, all of that. So that's what they liked, and I think, we got those basics covered, so that was nice to confirm. The next one is, hey, give me some suggestions for North Asheville. That was my next question. So, lots of consider UNCA. It is in that north area. We did have a great site last time. But, ample parking, I've mentioned it, you all know, parking is so critical. If you don't have enough, it creates lots of problems, and so we definitely have to look for places with lots of parking. Retail spaces, if they're vacant, hey, let's try them, and we certainly have in the past, and we certainly will continue to try to do that as well. Some people even suggested the North Asheville Library. It is in the area. It has been used in the past, but it is small. Parking is very limited. And then Reynolds Village. We have used Reynolds Village, some retail spaces up there. The problem with Reynolds Village is that they do not allow signage and campaigning, and we have to have that. So we are no longer able to go back to Reynolds Village for that reason, unless they change their rules.
And actually, in primaries, I think that the information that people are able to provide electioneering is especially valuable to some voters.
Yeah, you want to, who's on your ballot. You need to know who are your candidates for your party, all that information. So Reynolds Village is limiting in that aspect. So that's why that kind of a little disappointing.
Yeah,
but
no magic there, huh?
no magic there. Nope.
Nothing you've ever tried.
Yeah, no. Then the next slide is those were those additional comments. People just wanted to make sure that, we asked, what else do you want to tell us? What else do you feel like we should know? And these were the 5 top answers that we got from the public, and that was, improve accessibility for disabled voters, expand those days and hours, increase the education and publicity of the sites, make sure that there's a nonpartisan voting environment, and then maintain or increase voting locations. Yeah, so we can certainly have control over some of those. All of them, actually. Okay, so since I met with you all last, which was the 19th of August, I've done some additional site research, and I just wanted to bring that information back to you all to see, hey, what are some additional options that we may have? So here we go. In the north, I did reach out to Big Ivy Community Center, waiting to hear back. Their biggest stipulation is that, well, right now the center is closed because they had flooding, but they're hoping to be open around January, hoping by winter. So we could technically still be in there. Their only hesitation is that is a very highly used community center, and because we need to make sure we have secure elections, we have to we take over the center essentially. Yeah. And so they would have to pause some of their programs and some of the things that they already provide. And that's really their biggest hesitation, is that they would have to pause some of their things that they already do to allow us to be there. But it has been sent to to their board. They have a board as well, to their board of directors to see if they'll consider it. So, waiting to hear back. But in the meantime, I also reached out to the Jupiter Fire Station, which they are to, you've got Barnersville on the right, you've got Jupiter on the left, if you go left off the exit. Jupiter Fire Station is another site that we could potentially use. They have a nice large meeting space. So, again, options. It's available, waiting for our use if we want to.
Are both those locations within that red circle? Can you tell?
Nah, Barnersville might be a little further out, to the right. So it's to the right of 26.
Barnersville.
Big Ivy.
Yes.
Big Ivy. Big
Further
Ivy
out to the right?
is more to the right. Jupiter is to the left of 26. If you take the exit, yeah.
Where are the other voting stations there, up in that area?
So
There are
primarily
biggest-
it's election day voting up
Precincts.
here, precincts up here. And so it's either a school, primarily our schools, and a couple of fire stations up here.
Church, maybe.
There aren't
And
any
some
early voting
churches.
sites out there.
Well, we need to provide them something. We've got to figure out a
We've
way
tried, yeah,
so they
we,
don't
right,
have so far
absolutely.
to drive to have the privilege to vote. Yeah.
Right, and so most people in this area would have to come down to the Weaverville Community Center to vote, which is what we have been doing for the past 10 plus years
How many
more.
miles would that be for somebody further up in the county?
I would have to, I do not know. I'd have to look, I would have to run those
I
numbers.
was going to say to Big Ivy, it's probably about 15 miles.
15 miles? Yeah, it's
Jupiter's a little closer in, but Big Ivy's,
it's
it's a little ways.
We have used the Jupiter Firehouse in the past,
we have.
and it was very lightly used, which is why we discontinued using it.
I would say that the Jupiter location would attract more voters from both areas. If
Then
you
the-
put it in Big Ivy, you're only going to attract Big Ivy community members, mostly.
I'm sorry, but I just can't tell where Big Ivy is and Jupiter. I'm not familiar. I've been up there, but I'm not familiar with exactly where on the map those two locations are.
Big Ivy is this region.
Okay.
Barnersville is, and then Jupiter is, here's 26.
It's just to the east
To the,
of
yeah,
26.
to the east of,
If you go 2570 out to Jupiter Road and turn right, the fire station is about 1.5 miles out on the left.
Okay.
And then, but Big Ivy, you have to go out to the Barnardsville exit, take a right, go out to Dillingham Road, which is another roughly 10 miles. You turn right on Dillingham, and Big Ivy is the last property on the left before you start over the gravel road, back over the mountain into Reams Creek.
I've been to Big Ivy.
Yeah.
I just don't know where it is on that map.
Yeah.
So, your thought, though, is that if we have one or the other, that the Jupiter one is going to draw more from Big Ivy than Big Ivy would draw from Jupiter.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you say you've already reserved Jupiter?
yes. I asked if it was available. They said yes. I said put it on a tentative hold. So
Which would you prefer? To be more accessible.
Jupiter, I think,
Oh,
would be more
Jupiter's
accessible.
more
Yeah.
accessible. Even though we might lose some people way out there in Big Ivy if we don't have a police.
But-
Why are we talking about that? Why are we talking about that red circle up at the Madison County border? Why are we not talking about the circle where the voters are closer to the city of Asheville?
Because the city of Asheville already has a
Yeah.
huge
We've
number of
got-
voting
yeah, we got
sites.
North Asheville.
We've got them all over the city. Where I live, I've got 3 very accessible voting stations.
Oh,
close to
okay,
my house.
and the reason that you'll find voting locations where they're currently situated is because that's where people are. Putting a voting location where people are not guarantees low use of that site. We have used Jupiter Firehouse. I will dig out the old statistics if you like.
Yeah, I will.
But we
I'd like to
used
see
it when we used thank you, Nagy, you
Yep,
got
I
it,
can-
because
I
I
got
gave
it.
Nagy those
Yep, I have
statistics
it.
some years ago.
How many times did we use it?
I think it was 2, but I'm not positive.
Well, you've been talking about using sites consistently.
Right.
So if
And-
you don't use them consistently, you're not likely to get big turnouts.
And
Because people don't know where they are.
That's the beauty of using the same ones over and over. Going back to one that was never heavily used is something that I think is questionable, especially when we have historically seen top 5 turnouts every single time you'll find a North Asheville site. And abandoning that location for a site that is guaranteed to finish in the bottom
talking about
2
abandoning it.
is something that
Abandoning.
doesn't make sense.
That's a good
We're talking about an
clarification.
additional site, not
Right, this is
abandoning.
not
This is
taking
not
away
either or.
North Asheville.
Okay, I'm sorry, my misunderstanding. I thought everyone was
No.
saying, well, we don't
No.
need this down here, we're going up to that one.
No,
Okay.
no,
Thank
no.
you.
No.
My bad.
Thank you, because if
Okay.
you thought that, someone else might have
I
thought that.
think these citizens of our county deserve to have a voting station that is fairly close to their home. I think they deserve that, and that's probably one of our major jobs, is to make it easy for them to vote.
For everyone.
Oh, my favorite early voting was when we had 20 sites.
Yeah.
But I've learned the stress that creates on the process and especially on our human resources. So believe me, I want early voting to be as accessible as possible for everyone. But it is my understanding that we have a budget constraint on this. And so, eyes wide open, how many could we afford to open?
11.
Thank you. The more the merrier.
And we have 10 without this one,
Correct.
Right.
so this would be adding the 11.
Correct.
Good.
Now, what did we think about the one we had already approved at Big Hominy? Or Upper Harmony?
That's also another option. I have
Because
more
we had
coming.
already approved that one.
All right,
and
so
Helene took care of
Which one are you talking about?
Upper Harmony Fire Department we were gonna use, but then Helene came and obviously the fire departments had to
Yeah,
be used.
it's coming.
We haven't gotten there yet.
It's coming.
Okay.
That's,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sticking, just the north. So here's some statistics. Jupiter Fire Station was used in 2000 and, I just had it and then I lost it,
10 or 12?
12 and 14. So in 2012, there was 1,400 people. In 2014, 909 people used that site.
Of course, lots changed in the whole county in 10 years, so we don't.
That is correct. And since my tenure here, I have never used Jupiter. It was used previously to my
You said 2010 and 2012?
2012
12 and 14.
and 2014. So those two back-to-back kind of. 14, 17, and 909.
So if we add the 11th, these are the two options that we have, Jupiter or Big Ivy.
Yes, but I'm going to give you more options.
I'm with you.
You got more options coming to decide. And again, lots to marinate.
And just as a reminder, the gray on that map is dots of households, so it gives
people.
you an idea of
Population.
density.
Right.
Is that current?
Yes, that is current.
Okay.
That's good.
And so if you see the more white, that's less people. The more gray, darker yellow, that is where the highest concentration of voters are.
Yep.
So,
Good, thank you.
okay. The next slide is our west. I got one. So this is going down into the southwest part of the county. And Upper Hominy Fire Station is down that way. It's pretty far too. But it is an option that we have available to us. They are available and willing to serve as an early voting site. And just for some statistical purposes, we used them in 2012. 2012 was the last time we used them. They're off of Pisgah Highway in Candler, and they voted 1,200 voters, 1,232. And we have not used them since.
They didn't want us back.
That's correct. They declined our.
Things have changed. New people.
The 2012 election in Buncombe County was more contentious than it should have been, and some of our early voting sites just didn't make it a pleasant experience, and Upper Hominy was one of them.
Yeah. Life has changed. I mean, you know.
Lots
I
have
hope-
changed.
Yeah,
I've
we
never
don't know.
had anything out there. This will be a first for me, but hey, why not? That's a choice that you all have.
Have we looked at the changes in voter registration in these areas since you've used them before, but what's the change in voter registration in those areas?
I have not looked at the specific areas.
Yeah,
I think
that's a
good
great
It's
question.
a
Yeah.
very good question.
Yes, I do know that the Candler area is one of
Has
the fastest growing
grown.
communities.
Yeah,
in
I'm aware
Yeah,
of that.
west and south have been growing like crazy.
Yeah,
So we can
exactly.
pretty much be guaranteed that we're going to get more voters in those areas. Okay?
It was last year's 2014, did you say?
12.
12,
12.
okay.
Yep. And has not. Since I've been here, I have not used it. So I've been here since 2015.
But, that was one that we did approve for the last election.
That is
but
correct.
Could not use it
Right.
because of Pauline.
Right.
Exactly. That became a drop. That became a a community center basically for that whole area, and they had supplies and all kinds of stuff. So we
Yeah,
dropped. That was one of the
obviously
ones we dropped.
We couldn't use it, that was an obvious reason, but we did approve it for last time,
Oh.
and
Yep.
they
We-
were ready.
We did.
We approved that enthusiastically
Mm-hmm.
because it was going to cover a significant
That was the
geographic
map
area.
visit.
Right.
That was a yes.
Right, right.
Yes, and that was presented to their board. Nagy and I went and
Personally.
talked to them personally,
Right.
and so it was definitely a mutual, yes, we want to do this.
Yep.
In your comments, did you get any requests for any particular area? A specific area, a specific site?
No, I got some more specifics when we get to the North Asheville. Lots of try to use retail, and they gave me some
Well, yeah.
churches and things like that.
Yeah, well, I would expect that
outside
from
of
North
that,
Asheville
nothing.
with all
Yeah,
the,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Linda.
So that's an option for you all. Yep.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Hi, Denise O'Brien. I'm sorry, just for clarification, you said you have 10 sites and you have budget for one more, which would make 11.
Correct.
Does West is included in the 10?
So this particular site is not included. It could be an option if the board decides to use it.
Have to choose between
We are going to have to choose north or right, or we drop
point
something
about
else.
Where you have an increase in voters,
Exactly.
then it becomes the
Yeah.
Could be a deciding factor for the board. Yes, if they see
Yeah,
that is a
I've
better.
actually had requests for that,
Yep.
north area,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, we
Have more.
have already approved one. I hate to have a site that we've already approved and then go someplace else.
I know. Decisions for you all to make.
Yeah, but the numbers of voter registrations in the area would help.
Okay, I do that. We can do that. I can bring that back for you all next week. Okay.
Yeah, and if possible, a comparison to what was there when we used them, if we used them.
Okay. I will certainly aim for that.
The green dots are sites that we've used for early voting in the past. Right. Not necessarily this time. Like Friendship Center's not on the list this time, is it?
It's not, but it's also available. That's an option if you all want to take that too.
What is over in this area?
So that's the Big Ivy
That's
area.
the Big Ivy.
That's the
That's
Big
where there's
Ivy
not
area.
many people.
There's
Nobody there.
'Cause
I mean,
it's white.
There
when you
is.
see the big white expanse, means that the population is very, very thin. This is very rural.
I've seen that.
But the density, the closer you get to yellow, and the further you get from white, you're looking at people. So if we started to put early voting sites out in the white areas, that means there would be other areas that were underserved.
And that's Pisgah National Forest up there.
The ones that are on there now are suggested or not suggested? They are suggested?
Yes,
Okay.
that's part of the original suggestions, but again, you all have the final say. Okay,
The friendship was,
I added it to your options. So the next one is North Asheville, the vein of my existence. So North Asheville Library is available, it is reserved. Steinmart, I did hear from Mr. John Spake. He did email me on the 17th of September and says the lease is pending for portion of the building. A lease is pending for portion of the building. So in other words, it's not available, is what he made me.
Rite Aid is right next door, still empty. I know. No lease pending. And they finally closed all the stores nationwide. Rite Aid
Yeah,
officially.
it's officially gone. It
My
is no
son's
longer.
first employer.
Yeah, so Mr. Spake, that's what he said, that a lease is pending for portion of the building. So that's why it was not going to be made available to us.
Is New Bridge Baptist Church the one on Merriman?
It's right off of Merriman.
The big church
It
with
is.
the
It
big
is a
parking
fairly.
lot.
It is a right, but they have. With churches, you have to remember they have Sunday voting, Wednesday services, and so we would be interfering with their functions a lot. But we did reach out to them, and Glenda, I don't think we ever heard
I was
back.
gonna say, did they ever reach
I don't
back?
think they ever did hear back. I have not. So
Well, and I agree with Jake about the Steinmart. The lease is for the old Steinmart part. It's not for Rite Aid. So,
Let's get
I had to have tried to have that conversation with our friend John Spake.
Rite Aid.
Huh?
I would love to get that right.
Rite Aid. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'll
much
do it
parking.
again.
I'll do it again. Maybe and I mean, it's my understanding that Ingalls now owns so maybe we could reach out to the Ingalls. I could do that too. I mean,
Let me,
you go there and all you see is John Spake Realty.
yeah, Ingalls won't answer. They'll
That
refer
it-
you
to Spake.
John Spake. So I'll just text him right now and
Okay.
see. John, I assume the lease is for Steinmart. Could we please have Rite Aid?
Yeah.
Don't be I
Thank you.
won't say that.
That old bank branch building that I had
Yeah,
on
it's a new-
Merriman.
it's a
That's
new
gone.
bank.
It's
Yeah.
it's
That's
a new,
gone now.
Yeah, it's a
That's-
new something. Yeah.
I like
And then I did reach out to UNCA. We did use them. We tend to use them presidential years, even years. It's what we've done in the past. So we do, we've used them pretty consistently. 2008, 12, 16, 2020. Yeah.
But
So-
we didn't use them in 10 or 14,
14,
or
right.
18
We
or
don't
22,
midterm, yeah.
right.
But that was one of the suggestions from the public feedback. Hey, what about UNCA? Could we try UNCA? So, hey, I'm going to try. So I've reached out to 2 different people, waiting to hear back.
I've got another
Sure.
question. I'm involved with another group, and they were looking for a place for a community meeting in North Asheville. And someone had mentioned AB Tech, the Woodfin campus. They have a large community room there. They have parking there. So I don't know if anyone knows about
That's
that.
the nation of our warehouse.
No, it's no.
The Woodfin campus.
There's a Woodfin campus. The person that I
They're
talked
talking, yep, they are talking about the Riverside Drive site. So that's the emergency services
training
Training Center.
Yeah, that's where they're trying to move our.
Yes, and that's yeah.
Well, what about that for
Just say
a place
no.
for early voting?
So that's across the river. Let's see.
That would be, that's why we don't want to move our warehouse out
understand,
there,
but-
because it's.
But- and it's
got-
also
But we're
a
not
training
moving the warehouse.
facility.
But
It's for first
we're
responders.
doing early voting.
EMS.
Yeah, I know, but if it's that difficult to get to or find.
Somewhere, yeah, it'll be
where the river is, but.
to the west of 26, near the river. Yep.
We even tried to look at the AB Tech campus.
In Inca Candler.
campus, And went and and walked it, and it's not compatible. It's the same with our office. You have to go up an elevator and up on a second floor and
Right, but
Yeah,
that's
that was
Inca, that's, but
well,
for
no, we were
North
just talking
Asheville-
about Hominy and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we
Oh,
didn't
I
look at
see.
the Inca
Gotcha.
because that Inca
Yeah,
library is
yeah.
also
Very challenging
as
parking.
challenging as North Asheville Library.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's-
The room is fine, it's the parking
It's the
that's,
parking
that's the issue, yeah.
These are good thoughts, though. You know, making sure that we're thinking about all those locations. And
Yep.
Negi talked about this in her initial presentation of things. These sites will all be just fine for the primary. We can
I
handle
think-
this turnout. But for general elections,
We've got to go
try
big.
bigger
We've got to
sites.
go
So-
big or go
so
home.
Thinking of
The
these.
shopping center, out across from AB Tech. You know, the Ingles is here, you go up to the stoplight and
You're
then
in
there's
West
the
Asheville,
shopping center
where are
right
you?
there.
In
Yeah, where are you?
West
Where the
Inca?
Fresh Market is?
No, we're at Inca Candler.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's that Ingles across there, and shopping, I have not
Ingles
looked,
is-
yeah.
Ingles is
Further,
over here,
further down, but there's some
but it's
shopping.
across Smoky Park.
Oh, okay,
And
no,
there's
I have
a
not.
shopping center right there. There used to be a food line. I think it's gone.
Okay, gotcha, I see what you're saying, yeah,
There's
yeah.
been some movement in that shopping center. Last time I was there were some empty spaces, but
Okay.
it's been a while since I've been.
That might be a drive-by, yeah.
Yeah, First Citizens Bank is there, and the Mexican restaurant is in front, Port City Java, I think. But she's right, there's empty.
There has
I think there's
been.
some empty space in there. But there is a banking office actually in the strip center, First Citizens or.
Yeah, it's down on this side. It's not in the strip area. It's down below where the restaurant is.
Okay.
And then there's the vet, and then there's the whole line used to have.
And that's where the old Bilo used to be?
Food Lion.
Food Lion, got it.
Yeah.
YMCA has a location there too?
There's an H&R Block.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
there in season. But it's down on the other end.
Yeah.
There's been some space. I
Crossover.
don't know if it's still there. but-
Okay, thank you. Great leads. Okay. Let's see, okay. So hope UNCA, waiting to hear back. We do have the North Asheville Library ready to go if in fact that is an option that we go with. And then the next one is South. So I recommended the South Buncombe Library. The librarian there, the library manager, is very pro elections. He's very pro how do we solve problems, how do we think outside the box, how do we work with traffic. They just built some additional parking spots in the back of the library that we can, he's thinking we use those exclusively for us. But we're even thinking, I'm going to reach out to the superintendent, maybe we can do the in and out one way to help with that traffic there. Keep the library patrons on one side, voters on another. So they've been always, and it's a very highly popular site. There's lots of nursing homes nearby, assisted livings, independent house. It's really popular. However, we do have some additional options if the board wants to consider. We could go to the Friendship Center. We did use them before. It is in the Shiloh community. It has a large room with lots of parking. Definitely very different than the South Buncombe Library.
Has it been well used?
That is the thing. It is new, and so people had to learn where to go, how to use it. And if you tell them, "Hey, I've got the Friendship Center or South Buncombe," people know where South Buncombe is. Most are gonna go to South Buncombe. So we tried to do. We did both.
It's a little farther.
Yeah.
Out when there's other sites closer to Friendship Center than there is South Buncombe.
But it is available. They're always willing to, have that available to us to make it if we want to use it again. I've also reached out to Avery's Creek Community Center. We've also used Avery Creeks in the past.
Is that over by the school? By the elementary?
It had lower turnout. It did, unfortunately. It's off of Glenbridge Road in Arden. We last used it in 2016.
Surprised. It's a huge, tons of people over in that area.
Yeah, but the traffic out in that area is nuts these days.
Yeah. So
And
is
it
the
was something
library
that
in
was
South
used
Asheville.
consistently since 2008, 2010, 2012. We didn't in 2014, and then 2016, and then we stopped because we just. I think the board at the time also saw that we were getting less traffic there than most of the other sites, so we went elsewhere.
And the board member who had lived in Avery Creek wasn't
Well, that's true.
I love you.
Lucy Smith.
Don't start talking about my old neighborhood.
No
So,
disparaging remarks. It's just like it always finished in last place in turnout. It's like, man, come on, we got to find something else.
yeah.
We have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
So Brian, sorry, but I live right there. It's a very small parking lot,
Mm,
and it's behind a firehouse.
house.
Yeah.
So if you're driving down the street, you probably will go right by it, because oh, there's the fireplace, it must be right in, so it's, and the library is just, you know, it's not there, but it's just down the road.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sorry for it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Good input.
More accessible.
Yep. I mean, South Buncombe is, you know, all those schools are around. It's parents, students, and teachers can all, you know, it's just it's a very well situated site.
It's the single most popular voting site that we have in Buncombe County, North Carolina. I
It-
think we
it
gotta
gets used
figure
a
out how to
lot,
keep
yeah.
using it.
Which one are you talking
The
South
South
Buncombe
Buncombe
Library.
Library. Yeah.
The library.
You know.
It's
Yeah.
always packed.
It is. It is.
And people have fussed to me about it. Can't you put it someplace else? Because it's so crowded. I mean, there's so much going on there. But it works. It serves the community so effectively.
And then if you say, well, maybe we shouldn't be there. Ooh. Yeah. And then you get the opposite. What? You're not going to have it there. You know. And yeah. So. But anyway, these are some additional options for you. You know, again, Friendship Center is available and reserved. Avery's Creek, I just reached out, but again, this was just me trying to see what else could we possibly have out that way. And again, this is just for the primary. General, we're going to have to really think really big.
So
So,
I'm going to propose a suggestion to the board. If you have additional thoughts for Nagy or things that you would like for her to look at, it's not a decision that we have to reach
Nope.
today, and we do still have to go do machines and things this evening. So please look at the suggestions, look at what Nagy's proposing, and if you have additional ones, please make sure that you send those sites to her for her to review and consider what
Yep.
those possibilities are, so that we can
Yep.
look at additional.
And I'll next week I'll bring an update. You know, if who I haven't heard back, who I haven't again, and then you know, so you all can hopefully make gather more data.
Nagy,
Yes, ma'am.
how do we let people know the voting sites? How is that advertised?
So
out?
once you all approve the sites, we put yard signs at the sites. We do an article on our website. We do palm cards and put them out at the libraries and community centers. We do little cards, you know, with I've done it at town halls. What else?
We do a press release.
Press release,
Press release. Is it
interviews,
posted on our site?
all over our
Oh, yeah.
website.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh
Also
yeah.
posted, okay.
Yeah.
It's posted on our site. All of the political parties get that information and spread it to their
Spread out the
constituents.
word. Yep.
And then the campaigns really do the
Yeah,
best
they do
job
the most
of
work.
letting everybody know.
Because they're gonna be there.
They want folks to turn out.
Yep.
Yep, and the county Cape team puts packets together, so at all of their events that they go to, they bring that.
promote us.
They promote on their social media, we do it on our social media.
Yep. Facebook. All of that stuff.
Yep, we have used radio when we thought that was needed. Of course, last election we did. so
Radio,
we
billboards.
Did that a lot last election.
I do have one just clarifying question before
Yes.
we stop, and I appreciate your suggestion. The ones that these ones that you're throwing out today, we've got 10. How many of them how many of those 10 sites are done deals? Because I'm getting confused. We've got these others that were sort
So
of.
all of
having
the
some
ones that I have,
options.
right, on that list, that proposed list,
Uh-huh.
have been confirmed and they're reserved.
All
But
right.
you all
The
have
ones
the.
that we saw up
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. So, and I can show that list again.
Yeah, it might, just
Nikki,
for the sake.
Yes.
could you could you email us the list and this map
Absolutely.
so that we have the
Yeah,
list and a proposed
that would help.
map that we can look at?
Yeah, that would
And
be
then we
nice.
can
Thank
determine
you.
better and more, I think more efficiently where
Okay.
we want to make some shifts.
That way we can review it.
Yep, and I can sum up some of the information for y'all. Okay, here's for Southwest, here's for Northeast, here's for, you know, y'all can, I can certainly do
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Yeah, but here are the 10 proposed sites.
Yeah, Nagy has just 2 more slides, and that's what
Yeah,
they do.
so
They-
the- yeah, so the
they
next one-
summarize for you.
Yeah, thank you. So we, yeah. Okay.
You can just send us a PowerPoint.
Well, I could just send y'all the
Send
PowerPoint.
us a PowerPoint.
I
and
think,
that will
you know,
do it.
I think this is my last slide or the one after, one more.
I think, Devin, that
Back.
the second to last one is also the first post.
That map would be helpful.
Yeah, so again, you know, we are proposing 10 sites, however, we can budget up to, we can go up to 11. The weekday hours are mandated 8 to 7:30. We're suggesting opening the second weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday. We'll obviously be open that last Saturday, and then those hours are 8 to 3. And then the suggested hours for the other weekends is 10 to 3, one shift per day for our workers. So this is the plan overview, what we've proposed in the past, and we're bringing that to you. But again, you know, that's. And then the next slide does have the 10 sites that we originally proposed. There's, you know, our Black Mountain Library, East Inca Libraries, Fairview, Lester Community Center. All of these have been confirmed and reserved. Okay? But whether we use them or not, that's up to you all. We just say, hey, release them. And they'll obviously will. So, but these are confirmed.
Nagy, you have a note at the bottom, the October 14th. Do you want to change that, or?
You know, that was my suggestion, that if we don't have a site for North Asheville by the 14th, we go with the North Asheville Library.
I think that's, I think in
For the
the
primary.
essence of time.
Yeah.
For the primary, I think we do that.
Well, I'll give you
okay.
time to check on our Rite Aid.
Yeah. I just emailed him, texted him again. Jake, I'm sorry, I didn't want to
Yeah.
ignore your hand.
Oh, no, I'm just wondering if the state board has set a deadline for submitting an early voting plan for the. primary.
It is not until November.
Okay.
So we
So-
Okay.
still have plenty of time
Thank you.
for you all to.
Well, and I just
digest
wanted to get
everything,
folks
yeah.
Not to cut, my point was not to cut the
Yeah.
discussion, but to give us time to look at what our options are, review them, and we've got to come, we'll be here next Tuesday
Yeah, it was.
anyway. So give
And
us,
the Tuesday after that.
and then
Tuesday
Tuesday
after that.
So,
We have a date every Tuesday for the next
for the next little while.
So yeah, so I will be back. I will provide additional information, what research we found, what information, and then I will also email this to you all. And then if y'all have any specifics, we can talk about it all again when we meet again. Keep the conversations
Nagy.
rolling.
And
Yep.
Nagy, as always, thank you.
Yeah,
Your-
absolutely.
Your work and attention to detail is
Thank you.
greatly
All right.
appreciated.
All right.
Always.
Amen. You have made the whole early voting planning process and approval process.
Thank you.
Wonderful. I
Thank
think
you.
it's a model that other counties might want to consider taking a look at. Thank you.
Okay, so our next item on the agenda is our legal agreement. I had sent out an email just asking for any comments or questions, so I'm going to open the floor up for those comments, but that's why I provided a copy of the rates.
Thank you.
Because one of the questions was the rates listed in the agreement. So for clarification for that initial question, when they came and presented to us, the rate that will be used primarily will be the $350 that was quoted to us here, and then paralegal rates. Any rate under the $350. The only time the $500 rate would come into question would be, we would be notified if the partner who receives that rate were necessary in any of our situations. So simply stated.
So we'll have control over that.
We'll have
I
control
think
over
the
those
rate
rates.
is either
325.
325 or 375.
Or 375.
Yeah.
Those two
Yes.
particular.
So, and our representation, the other question, is Brandon.
Yeah.
However, the oversight is with Bo.
That's why he signed it.
That's why he signed it. But Brandon would be our attorney of record unless Bo had to get involved. And again, we would know that. We would be notified up front, and then that question would be answered before Bo stepped in to that representation.
Okay, I had wanted to know because in the actual engagement letter, it lists Bo as the primary.
Yes.
And we had been saying that
Brandon.
Brandon would be primary, so.
I think it's just an attorney designation in
Yeah.
that he's primary with the firm.
He's overseeing.
But
And
Brandon
okay.
is our representative or attorney.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
Unless something were to change. So, this is the final document at this point. I think in conversation, we've also had questions about the MOU.
Yeah,
So
that's a different day.
I think there's been conversation about retaining the existing MOU and then working on a facility/operations MOU. I have not gone back to legal counsel because we haven't signed this.
Right.
So assuming that we authorize the signing of this evening, then immediately my phone call tomorrow would be that question and their recommendations of how we move forward. And then I would bring that back to the board because I think we've talked about this for quite some time and
It's time to
It's
move.
time to move forward.
It is.
But again, I'm asking for feedback, but I have not asked that question of our legal counsel until the agreement is signed.
Perfect.
So the floor is open for discussion. If you're in agreement, I can sign this and move forward, ask the question tomorrow, and come back with all of the information for our meeting a week from today.
My one question, and it's my understanding that Brandon Freeman is going to be the person who is our point person with the
Correct.
county. And if it's not going to be him, I'm going to be concerned about this engagement. And if there's going to be a change in personnel, that's something where I would immediately want to revisit this.
Okay. I clarified that today. Now, I can ask that be more clear in the agreement, but Bo reiterated again that Brandon is our legal counsel.
Okay, good. Because I've worked with Brandon. I know that he has a strong working relationship with county staff and county legal, and I want this to be a very positive, constructive undertaking, and I think Brandon is oriented in that way.
Yeah. I think if it
I
makes
love
you-
Bo. But
Well-
I sat next to Bo for a good long time, and I know that he knows a whole lot of stuff. But Brandon, I think, is a very, very good person to represent our interests with the county on that.
Well, I
And
think that's what Bo actually said
That's
in
exactly
our
what Bo
meeting,
said,
is he
and
had picked Brandon for
reiterated
that
that.
reason.
But it falls under his purview,
Okay.
but Brandon is our attorney.
Good.
And the idea, and I wouldn't mind maybe another sentence in there about if there is a change in personnel, that that this agreement gets revisited with us in some way, because I mean,
I think we would have control over that anyway. We don't have to use any attorney
Well, we
that
don't.
we don't
That's
want
true.
to.
We
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I
don't
think
pay 'em.
it's
We can
stated,
control that.
Jake, if you can, I don't remember.
It's
We
true.
also don't have to pay any fee that we don't want to pay.
Yeah, we have, any invoices sent, we have
Who did
days
what?
to review it.
Yep, sure.
We call them if we have a disagreement.
Well, I move that we accept the proposal and go ahead and get it signed and start working with legal counsel.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, I will sign before we leave. I'll get this to you, Maureen, if we can get it to the firm tomorrow. And then I'll ask that question again of the MOU.
Well, I would suggest, just my suggestion, that we send to them, I know that Bo has seen it, obviously, he helped draft it, but the MOU that's existing, both resolutions that we sent to the county and their response to us, just so they have an overview of what the past communication has been.
Yeah, it's good
Well, and what I'm
background
going to
information.
ask for tomorrow is if I could have an hour of free conversation to share those things.
Yeah,
And here's where we are, here's where we'd like for you to look at this, and then how do we make sure that we move forward
And what information do they need?
appropriate?
yeah, but that's just background information that we've covered here,
My pen.
so
Like,
that they
what
know.
did I do with it?
Yeah. And then
What'd you lose?
I guess we ask them what they believe we should do.
Yeah, I'm really interested in having the board have a discussion. Did everybody get to see the webinar last week about elections, offices, elections, facilities? I learned a lot from that.
I saw that,
And,
yeah.
and it really changed my orientation on how to tackle this. I came away from that webinar understanding how badly I had screwed things up last year by not going to the commissioners and the community before going to county management.
Yes.
And I think we have an opportunity to put together a package of information for the county commissioners that describe our needs, but also describe the risks inherent in this operation and how we are trying to address those risks, mitigate those risks with our proposals. That webinar, again, I can't remember the incredibly elegant two-word term for getting elected officials sufficiently concerned about risk so that they will take action that they might not have taken otherwise to mitigate that risk. There are a whole lot of risks in our environment, and it is my belief that those risks have been exacerbated by the move to 35 Woodfin. And it's not enough to just talk about those in abstract terms. I think it makes sense to put together a package of materials so that our county commissioners don't have to guess about what our concerns are. They know what they are, but they also know what our ideas are for addressing them.
Well,
I
we've
think
never-
the staff would be integral in putting that plan together of what our needs are to smoothly run an election.
Right.
And have a space to do it in.
I agree. I agree. And I think that staff as well as the board
There,
can do good work in helping inform the commissioners about all of that.
yeah.
So
No,
after
the staff will
seeing
put
that,
it together, and we will present it to the.
yeah, well,
the
yeah,
board
that's, but
and the
I
county
want to talk,
management.
I just want to talk about that. I want to come up with an approach that works for the board, that works for staff, that we think is going to be effective in relaying the information that we see as being so crucial to the commissioners as well as to the community. Folks have to, if folks know, I think folks are going to support what we want. But I feel bad because I didn't do good enough job of getting the details out there and describing to folks, if we go this way, these are the pluses, but if we go this way, these are the minuses. Well, we've got a chance to do that, and I really appreciated that webinar because it really helped me focus on what we can do to get the results that we seek, rather than just, I have to admit, I was groping along trying to figure out how to do this in the past, and that webinar really gave me some concrete ideas.
It's a video now. You can go back and rewatch it.
Well,
Yeah, it's
and we got to roll up our sleeves to do it,
Yeah.
because that's a whole lot of information, it's a whole lot of work, but the potential payoff, I'll tell you, when I see that Durham County elections facility, it's like, man, I want that so bad. And to think it used to be a grocery store. We can do this. We can do this in Buncombe County, but we've got to put it together. County management is not going to put this case together. County management believes that they have already solved our facilities issues, except for the warehouse.
Well, and I think, Jake, to your point, I think the risk management piece, I think the general statute piece, the mandates that we're required to operate under and within, I think those are the pieces that we have to figure out how to, not that we've not communicated them, but in a way that they hear it.
Yeah.
So that, and I think we're all on the same page. I think it's critical piece to the puzzle, but we have to help them hear what we're, that we're not just complaining and we're not just trying to be difficult. There's a reason for everything that we're asking for.
Yes.
Right, and I don't think it's going to take as much hard work as you think, Jake. We've talked about this a lot. I bet we could sit down and run a list pretty quickly and then start thinking about what the process is.
Right.
I really don't think there's going to be a whole lot of new thinking we have to do. It's more about compiling it and putting it into some process.
But
So
we'll need square footage, we'll need
We'll-
what private
yeah.
spaces, what public spaces.
we'll figure all that out.
All
yeah.
of
And we've
that's
talked
just
about all
get it on
that, so it's
paper,
get it
get
on
'em out.
paper.
Oh,
Whatever.
I have every confidence that Director Duncan already has all that stuff,
I'm
because
sure she does.
And then we'll
the
figure out
county's been working with
process.
her, asking what you need.
Absolutely.
But what they have been asking for are numbers.
Well, you have to ask the right question to get the right
Exactly.
answer.
Exactly.
And I'm not sure that they
They've asked the
know
right-
the right
they don't
questions.
know the right
And so we got to help them.
Well, we know
Right.
they don't know the right answer.
And when they hear about, how common standalone election facilities are, I think they might be surprised. But when they hear the reasons for them, they will understand.
And location is vital.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
very
Location.
critical piece.
Yes, it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, I think that we're getting to the core of things, right? That we've tried different ways of communicating things. They haven't resulted in feeling like we're on the same page, and so we're working to figure out how to do that. What's the next thing that we can do? And I definitely think we've provided all of this information in all these places to all these different people at all these different times. Coalescing that
Yes.
into a
document of some
more
sort. Mhm.
understandable package, I think is just good for everyone for communication. Totally behind that, and we don't need attorneys to do that. So
Well, we might. We'll see. But
Certainly,
in
the
se-
first part of the work.
sending
isn't-
the communications we've already had to the attorney lets them know what has already been said on both sides. They might come back and say, you really screwed up on your resolutions. I don't know what they're going to say. They might say, well, we might need to approach this in this way instead of in that way. But what I would like to see from staff, from the director, is I realize that wherever you are, that you will make an election work. I understand that. But in saying that
That's not best
and not
practice.
dealing with why it's so difficult, why it has become more difficult, then we're giving a false impression that it doesn't
Anything-
matter
right,
where they put
anything,
us.
yeah.
Put us anywhere and we'll make it work. Well, that may be true, but we shouldn't have to make
and
it work. We should be in a facility that allows us to work it better and work it best. And the only way we're going to get there is if you and your staff give us a list of what's missing. What's wrong with the current location? You know, what could be improved in a new location? I'm not saying, I don't think you can improve 35 Woodfin because we're all over the building. But why is that not good? Why should that be improved? What would that help us with if we improve that?
And the cost, if we, or the not physical, not financial cost, but the cost, like Jake was saying, about mitigating
Well,
problems.
that's what I
And, yeah,
mean.
that's-
How much more time are you spending trying to secure things that you didn't used to have to?
And then what's the political fallout and the public fallout? All of that is critical for how we put this together. But I think we have the information. I think we can do this.
yes, absolutely. So
And we
kind
may
of-
just need the attorneys to make an initial, we need to talk, which lets the county know we need to talk. You know, we're serious. That may be all it takes. I don't know. But that's why I want the attorneys to see what we've done so they can critique both sides. They
yes.
can say,
Oh,
You know.
the county knows.
No, she's talking to the attorneys.
I'm talking to the attorneys.
Yeah.
But
All right, let's-
the county knows that we are serious about this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've spoken with the county attorney, and he thought it was a good idea that we were reaching outside to do this.
I will say this, and in all fairness to the board, I think we have to not independently go and keep going directions within the county. So I need, if you can use me as the conduit or the stopgap,
Sure.
then that helps me between the attorney, my board,
You bet.
Corrine, and the county facilitate so that our conversations stay unified, I think is the best word I'm looking for. Not that I'm trying to.
One voice.
Yes,
We have
ma'am.
one voice.
But in that, Courtney, I'm not trying to squelch anybody's voice
No,
or
that makes sense.
but I think as we move forward, it helps us keep the conversation more directed so that we keep the county focused. And then, obviously, that's why we have an attorney, is to advise us, like Mary Ann said, what we've done, where we are, and what we've been unable to reach resolution, because we're not where we need to be. And that's the focus of trying to get us where we need to be. So,
Yes, and I just want to make sure that you understand, that I understand the point is taken, that two things are happening. We have to identify the risks. I think that's what everyone is saying in a clear way that a person outside of elections can understand.
Right.
Because it's difficult to understand how complex elections are. We see
Well,
it
when we
all
went
the
to
time.
when we went to the conference, even people involved in elections, if they haven't been there very long, there's a lot to learn.
Is a lot
Yes,
more.
so we have to we have lots of
Distill
information,
it,
we'll
yeah.
coalesce it, and we'll just work on that until we think that we have something that is more understandable. I think we
And a
thought we were understood and we weren't, and
And we
so
weren't.
we gotta keep
A
working
floor
on it.
plan, too, for making things work easily and flow. A floor plan of sorts.
Ideal.
For public space and private space.
And then your second thing?
And then my second thing is also, yes, I agree that that's the award for competency, right? So we just ran an election under.
Yeah,
Elaine?
Right.
absolutely.
Yep, and we did it. And so, it looks like they can do it.
Right.
And we can. We definitely can.
We can, but like
it's
I said,
an
we should not
unnecessary
have
hurdle.
Yes.
And the
correct.
risks that are involved in doing it that way.
Yep.
to.
and
I mean,
so we need to
to
identify
be
those.
honest, looking back, don't you think that that's amazing?
It's absolutely amazing.
And,
Absolutely amazing.
You know,
what we
I'm
did.
proud of everybody that was involved, but at the same time, the things that could have gone wrong are just,
all right,
you
so
know.
for the sake of time,
And
first of all, to the board,
nightmares.
thank you. I think we just jumped a big hurdle. We now have an attorney of record. I've signed the contract. We'll fill in the necessary spaces. And now I believe we have an appointment at 50 Cox Avenue.
We do.
I will move that we recess the meeting and reconvene at 50 Cox Avenue at 5:45. Come on. Okay, 5:50.
5:50.
5:50, we have to go across town.
Yeah, and it is rush hour.
All right, so at this point, the meeting is recessed, and we will meet at 50 Cox Avenue immediately.
And I bet we adjourn from 50 Cox, y'all. I'm just going to bet that we don't come back here.
No, we won't.